Hi everybody, and welcome back to another episode of EduCATE. Today we're going to be talking about 4 pieces of advice on how to keep your audience engaged. The first piece of advice that I'm going to give you is to make sure that your Facebook posts connect to your target audience. Now, what this means is make sure the content that you are posting really draws in your target audience. For example, posting something like, "Anybody need a wedding cinematographer this year? Contact me." While you would think that was an excellent post, it's actually not doing anybody any good. It actually has a very negative effect on your business because people think that you're not doing as well because you're asking people to book you. Now, a great example of Facebook content being used effectively would be if you posted a behind the scenes photo of you working during the weekday or doing something with a client, and you posted it to Facebook saying, "Having such a great time working with this client." It shows your entire audience that you are busy and you are doing great and that you're having a great time with your clients. Advice tip number 2, daily Instagramming. I can't tell you how important Instagram is to you and your small business. It is vital. I know from experience, if you aren't posting daily on your Instagram, to the outside world, it's gonna look like you're not busy and you're not making money. Well, that might not be the case, but that's how it looks. Now, this goes for Instagram, Facebook, and any other social media platforms you use. You need to make sure that you're posting on a daily basis, because if you don't, everybody's gonna think that maybe you're not doing business anymore. Advice tip number 3. Consistent blogging. Now, this is something that I have really worked really hard in the past few months for my own business on, and this is something that any small business owner can do. They don't have to be a photographer. They don't have to be a cinematographer. You can be in any sort of industry with any small business, and you can blog. And blogging is such a great resource. I call it the gift that keeps on giving, because every time you blog, you're creating a new page on your website, and Google is tracking that, and Google will be pushing you up in the search rankings because of the fact that your website is active and people are going to it and people are engaging and reading your content, and Google absolutely loves that. So that's one of the other things. If you're trying to increase your SEO, blogging is absolutely key. Make sure though that when you do blog that your content is really rich and really powerful. Now, I've seen a lot of people that blog every day or every few days, but the content just isn't that interesting. So make sure that when you do post a blog post, that it's something that your target client is interested in. Maybe if you're in the wedding industry, post about different things that brides go through or different tips that they need to know when hiring you. Post anything that really would connect your target client to you on a very personal level, yet remain very professional. Advice tip number 4, streamline your fonts. Now, this kind of goes into branding and making sure that your brand is consistent, but this also comes into play on social media and keeping your clients and prospective clients coming back and interested in you. Now, this is important, and if you haven't done this already, you have to do it right now. Go do it right now. I need you to make sure that your brand and your logo has at least 3 consistent fonts that you will be able to utilize on any sort of web or social media platform. This is because when you are posting blogs, posting on social media, or posting on your website, you need to make your brand recognizable. Now, my brand has 3 fonts, and people know that when I post a blog post or when I post on Instagram that it's me, because they recognize my fonts and they recognize my brand colors as well. Make sure that you're not picking and choosing all different fonts for all different promotions and things that you're doing with your business. Make sure that it remains consistent and concise so people will know before they even read anything that you're the one posting the content, because they recognize your brand colors, your fonts, and what you're all about. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of EduCATE and that these 4 advice tips have helped you in some sort of way. If you have any more questions or need any more advice, feel free to email me or comment below.